That's right, I forgot mine as well. No worries, but say we're going to get this race underway. The red lights are on and away we go. What a fantastic start from your poleman, Mark Wilby, number 275, current championship leader. He's got the launch and he's going to go into Coppice unchallenged. Looking at the inside was Darryl Dance, but he remains in 4th place. But yeah, Luke Wallington and Anthony Brandish having their own little personal scrap there as they fight for position and track space. What's it looking like round your end?
It's looking like there's a load of bikes coming round, glinting in the sunshine there with a grey one at the front with 275 written on, because that's Mr. Wilby streaking off out the front there, as he's very prone to do, of course, particularly this weekend. Yeah, Anthony Brandish, I heard you mention him there. He was looking very good indeed to take the Rookie of the Day award yesterday, because Anthony is normally one of our Rookie 1000 runners, and he was on for his 2nd silver of the day behind Mark Wilby, but unfortunately decided to park it in the scenery up there at Bath. And unfortunately, to get prizes, you've got to finish races, Anthony. That's how this game works. So down into Mansfield we go, and it is Mr. Wilby leading the way. I think that's a black bike in 2nd. I think I know who that is, but I'm not going to confirm that just yet. Just watching everybody else safely through. There were a couple of passing manoeuvres towards the back of the field there, but definitely nothing to worry about at the sharp end there, as Richard unfortunately licks his wounds. Contemplates what may have been, as just a bit of chatter on the radio there, so I'll keep talking. Do you hear anything at all there, mate?
No, I didn't manage to hear anything now. I'll keep my ear out for it.
You've got to get yourself a bow bug, mate. That's the way to listen in on these things. Good old Chinese technology, and you just know that everybody's listening.
Well, I've got the leaders coming into the woodland section now, and I suspect in just a small amount of time we'll see the 275 of Mark Wilby coming around to complete the first lap out in front, and out in front by quite some margin. And that black bike there, as you suspect, in 2nd place is the 449 of Luke Wallington, but he was side by side with Darryl Dance, who's promptly puts himself up into 2nd position. Across the line, it was 0.033 between Wallington and Dance. However, that all it has reversed, and they tip into the left-hander of Coppice, Fern, Wren, Kilworth, Jenkins, Kilworth. That stays here ahead of Seb Jenkins and Jordan Kilworth. Connor Swire, Anthony Brandish is rounding out your top 10 at the moment.
Yep, coming past me, I can see Matt Wren's much beaten up machine there. Matt Wren, says on his bio that he can do a double backflip from standing. That's quite an impressive feat. I think he managed to do some sort of backflip yesterday, but unfortunately it was off a motorbike. However, he's definitely up and running once again, but he's not challenging in the front. Nobody's challenging in the front. Mr. Wilby, who won the first race yesterday by 7.5 seconds and the second one by 2.5 seconds, is looking to smash it once again. Yeah, well, I don't think we saw yeah, this is the one with the disputed lap record, of course. We're waiting for Josh Harvey to get in touch and confirm exactly what the lap record is, because in the programme we believe it might be wrong, because we do think that Mark Wilby got it yesterday with a 35.9, but Josh Harvey claimed a slightly faster lap record, so not 100% sure about that. Josh Harvey holds a couple of lap records here, the Thunderbike Extreme Rookies and also the Thunderbike Ultra lap record with a 36.068 on the book. So that 35 yesterday was quicker, but so Josh did get in touch. What sort of format did he get in touch with you yesterday, mate?
Yeah, well, sorry, what was that?
Josh Harvey claimed the lap record. How did he get in touch with you?
He messaged me on Instagram.
Oh, Instagram.
You got to get down with the youths, ain't you, Keith?
Yeah, you what, mate? Yeah, you got to rely on the youths. Yeah.
In it.
I say in it. Yes. He needs to. If he can just email that to the office, and we'll make a note of that dispute. But what I do know, what is totally indisputable, is that Mark Wilby is leading this race very handsomely indeed. Now, Mark was a former champion, was runner-up to Josh Harvey last year. I think he was the champion in 2020 from memory as well, picking up the Rob Gray Trophy for his trouble at the annual dinner dance. The awards up there, which I think once again are going to be held in Birmingham this year. Really spectacular event. You should try and make that one this year, Bradley. As we come down the hill, and yep, comfortably in the lead, Mr. Wilby. Let's worry about the battle for second between Dance Wallington and James Fern, recovering very nicely from that broken leg of Brands Hatch a little bit earlier in the year. In fact, we've got a 6-5-way battle, kind of, maybe almost a 6-way battle for that second place, because Wren and Kilworth, Stacey, right in the mix, as well as Jenkins. So Seb Jenkins trying to get involved in that action. Wilby now with a 35.678. So yeah, I'm going to make a note of that one, because that's was quicker than he went yesterday. And I do wonder if that is below what Mr. Harvey was claiming. You're going to have to check and see what Josh is claiming on that one, mate. But
claiming a 34.5.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I need to Need to see the sheet where that happens. He wants to put a pick on that. Oh, we've got a yellow flag there, mate, coming out of the chicane there. Can you see anything at your end, or maybe bottom of the mountain?
I can see Ryder is up and okay on the exit of the chicane there. And earlier on, we did have a 10-second jump start penalty applied to the number 21 of Danny Brennan, unfortunately. But yeah, you can say certainly the rider is up and okay at the exit of the chicane. Rider has decided to find hospitality in the marshal's box at Coppice, and that's a pretty good place to watch as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too shabby there. Gives you a good old view, and as we always say, if you'd like to be a spectator, participator rather than just a spectator, please feel free to get in touch with the office. And whether it's just here for Cadwell Park meetings or whether it's anywhere we go around the country, if you'd like to be a Bemsee marshal, please do get in touch. We can also use people on the start line crew, the tech team, everywhere, whereas volunteers are always welcome, as you can imagine. Well, breakaway group for that second place battle, I think. I think we've got a little bit of a scrap between Wallington and Dance, and it's the black machine of Wallington leading the white machine of Dance into Mansfield, as it has been for most of the race. Looks like Stacey Kilworth's found his way past on Fern and Wren there to claim that fourth place. It'll be interesting to see what he can do, because he's got a relative... No, he's actually dropping back a little bit there, but as I speak now, I see the sector 1 times come flashing up, and Stacey Kilworth sets a personal best quicker than anybody else around him as well, because Darryl Dance must have had a bit of a wobble coming out of Mansfield there, because he was looking good, but all of a sudden drops right back on the timing screen. I'll let the line sort them out when they get back to you there, because obviously the first one to reach is going to be Mr. Wilby, who has already done that, hasn't he? He's flying, isn't he, Brad?
Yeah, he's already crossed the line and up towards Coppice. I'll tell you what, he's got the entirety of the front straight and then some as an advantage over Luke Wallington and Stacey Kilworth, who are almost side by side. The gap was 0.1 seconds. The rider that come off at the exit of the chicane there was the rider who had that 10-second penalty applied. That's the number 21 of Danny Brennan, which is a great shame indeed. But yeah, coming across the line, Stacey Kilworth, as I say, in third place, James Fern, Seth Jenkins, Wren, Swire, Jordan Kilworth, Dwyer, and you will notice that there is one name that I haven't mentioned, and that is the number 47 of Darryl Dance, because he's finding his way further and further down the timing screen. Yeah,
we've lost Darryl somewhere, I'm afraid, so I do wonder if that was a little bit of a faux pas somewhere. Not quite sure where he disappeared to, but Darryl unfortunately out of the running as Wallington takes up second place ahead of Kilworth, Fern, Jenkins, Wren, Swire, Kilworth, Jordan, Dwyer and Brandish. Brandish around the top 10. Mr. Franco down there, Fluff, he's in 11th place, just outside the top 10. Not quite able to repeat the form that we saw. A fantastic couple of wins yesterday for him in the Thunderbike Sport. So clearly the R6 working better for him than the R1. In fact, I think the IMP racing team need to look at his times, maybe see what he's doing on the R6, because at the moment he's doing a 1:44.3 for a best of a 43.7. I'm going to compare that to his Thunderbike Sport time. Maybe he's better off going out in the R6 in this class. Might be giving away a few horsepower, but he seems to be hustling that around the corners a bit better. One man who is definitely hustling around the corners very nicely indeed is Mr. Wilby, because he's now just come across the line to complete lap 5, and they're going to have to wait a little bit before Luke Wallington comes across the line in that second place.
Yeah, it's the other way around now, Keith. It's Stacey Kilworth who's got the better of Luke Wallington, and James Fern is looking to put himself on the podium as well. They're going into Coppice, second, third and fourth. Kilworth, Wallington and Fern. I think this may be Kilworth's best ride so far. Certainly he's had 4 third places, but has not managed to get a win or a second place. So at the moment, his best result of the season is on the cards.
Absolutely, and yeah, these guys are going to the next round of the Brands GP. So yeah, we'll be leading Darryl Dance coming into this particular round, of course, and we did see Darryl DNF in the first race yesterday. He picked up 13 points in the second race, so only lost 12 points, but that's a 37-point deficit. So right now, that's going to be 84 points. It's going to be 18. There's going to be 109 points between Wilby and Dance at the end of this race, unfortunately. So Mark will have an entire spare day's racing, or weekend's racing, in fact, in hand. So very good stuff there from Mark Wilby. Darryl Dance unfortunately taking no further part in this race. Not quite sure what's happened to Darryl. I think Darryl used to be a regular feature in the power bikes many years ago on his two brothers' scaffolding machine, and always a seriously good competitor. So hopefully we'll see him out this afternoon, maybe able to challenge Mr. Wilby at some point. But Mark Wilby it is, leading all the way. As you say, Stacey Kilworth taking over that second place, running from Luke Wallington, and James Fern looking to take Mr. Wallington's trophy away from him as well. And we're going to find out in about 15 seconds time if he's managed to do that, I think, Bradley, because just 2 laps left in this race now.
Yeah, they're coming across the line now. It's still Stacey Kilworth leading James Fern now ahead of Luke Wallington. I can see Matt Fedrick down there doing the pit board for James Fern. He's changing that P4 out for a P3 and he's put the gap as a +1 and it's around about 1.5 seconds. So Matt Fedrick is good at the pit board, but he's even better on the circuit, and we'll see him out in the Thunderbike Sports later on. But in terms of the race in hand, it will be leading by 12.5 seconds, and yeah, as you say, he's rolled it off a little bit. But personal best laps of the race for Stacey Kilworth and James Fern. And we've got a little bit more chatter on the radio when they're looking around the circuit once more. It doesn't seem as though there's anything significant going on in terms of flags being waved, etc. Coming down from the gooseneck into Mansfield then is our race leader of Mark Wilby. Wilby leads the way, as I say, last time around was 12.5 seconds the advantage between himself over Stacey Kilworth. The gap between Kilworth and Fern is less than 3/4 of a second. First sector times, and it looks as though there's a slight mistake there from James Fern. He does a 56.5 compared with Stacey Kilworth's personal best first sector time of the race of a 55.967. And that means the advantage is opened up to around about 1.5 seconds between himself and Kilworth and Fern there as they tip into the right-left of Hall Bends, out of sight once more. The last lap flag is being readied right now, I can see, and Mark Wilby will be the first one to greet that as he goes across the line and heads towards Coppet for the final time in this race, at race speed at least anyway. So he is already on his way. Here comes Stacey Kilworth, and yeah, the gap has opened up between himself and James Fern there, Keith. Keep your eye on that one for a second place. I'm not sure whether James Fern has rolled out of this one, but yeah, a very slight mistake in the first sector saw him lose around about half a second.
Young Hayden Kilworth went past Anthony Brandich on that last lap as well, so clearly he's starting to get to grips with the bigger bike as well. So yeah, keep an eye on this gap. Looks pretty equidistant at the moment, but obviously it's counting down very rapidly. She's had the last lap flag going out to everybody around the circuit. Brandish, long way back actually, not able to repeat the sort of form we saw from him yesterday, where he picked up a silver medal and was looking good right until the end of the race to pick up another silver medal as well. But what we do have is Mr. Wilby all on his own. It's a very, very lonely man, poor old Mr. Wilby. Must be that the old bloke, nobody wants to go near him or something like that. Don't know, but certainly the grey beard is hustling the grey Suzuki through the chicane there, up towards the bottom of the mountain, getting ready to say hello to another gold medal, another 25 points. So far this year, he's won races at Brands Hatch, Silverstone. Didn't manage to get on the, no, he did get the top step at Alton Park in the first race, sorry. So he is looking to do what he did at Brands Hatch and maybe do all 4 races. Certainly wouldn't bet against him at the moment. I think he could well very easily become our first 4-race winner. I don't know if you heard, I'll tell you in a moment actually, mate. I'll let you call him over the line.
Not a problem. Right on cue there is Mark Wilby taking victory then once more in this 2022 Thunderbike Ultra Championship, and by quite a hefty advantage as well. Next across the line will be Stacey Kilworth to take his personal best result of the year, P2 for Stacey Kilworth. James Fern completes the podium ahead of Luke Wallington and Seb Jenkins. And yeah, personal best laps of the race on that final lap for Luke Wallington and Seb Jenkins in 4th and 5th place respectively, both in the 38-second bracket. Next up is TBR Performance's very own Matt Wren on bike number 63 ahead of, that's one of the Swire brothers, and I always get them mixed up. This one is Connor Swire, the man from Bournemouth. Of course, his brother Callum used to race as well.
You'll find that, no, sorry, I get the Swires and the Dwyers mixed up now. So I'm worse than you.
Easily done, but yeah, it's Connor Swire in 7th place, just ahead of Jordan Kilworth, who is inside the top 8. Jack Dwyer is up next, and next up we should see the arrival of Hayden Kilworth on that ZX10, and there he is right on cue, and Hayden is saying it was a personal best lap for him as well, 1:42.6, and that is his best lap time around this circuit. Good stuff there for Hayden, rounding out your top 10. Ricky Branco comes across the line in 11th place, 2.1 seconds ahead of Anthony Brandish. So I suspect there may have been a slight problem there for Anthony Brandish in this race, Keith, because yesterday, of course, he was running in 2nd place, and he's down in 12th place at the end of this one.
Yeah, no, he did go backwards at one stage there, poor old Anthony. So